The NBA playoffs. I'd be lying if I said this isn't my favorite time of year. There's just something different about watching these boys play. Oh my goodness, did you see that dunk by Morant? Yeah, let's forget about this. Despite the fact that the Grizzlies are getting cooked like Steve's lava chicken. Lava chicken. Morant still got them bunnies, so in honor of that, this is part 4 of getting Morant's dunking ability at 5'9". If you guys haven't seen the previous parts, make sure to check those out first, and without further ado, let's get them bunnies. Welcome to week 4 of getting Morant's dunking ability at 5'9". To start off week 4, we're gonna have to take it back to day 16. The way I do these workouts is I do 3 workouts per week, and I have 6 different workouts. So it takes me 2 weeks to complete a cycle. Workouts 1, 2, and 3 are more focused on stretching and kind of activating muscles you've never activated before. Your hip flexors, and your hip flexors. Workouts 4, 5, and 6 are more focused on the strength and conditioning. They're more hardcore than the first 3 workouts for sure. You could definitely see that from the first workout of week 4 for day 16. This was a very hard workout. So the workout starts off pretty basic with the stretching portion, right? Every workout starts off with the stretching portion because you got to get your body warmed up somehow, right? You got to get warm. Not hot, but you got to get warm, right? Not hot like Steve's lava chicken. But for the warm-up, I did a toe touch, some calf swings, quad pulls, leg swings, butt kicks, calf bounds, 1-foot calf bounds, and a dynamic quad pull, which is basically just a quad pull, but you grab it with your other arm. I really don't know what the difference here is. I think it slightly works like the outer part of your quad or something like that, but who knows. So the workout itself, now this was an intense workout. This was kind of a squat hold workout. At least that's what I have written in my notes. That's what I called it, because you basically hold a squat for a long period of time, and then you do a bunch of squat jumps, squats and stuff like that. And then you go back into the squat and you keep doing it and you keep doing it, and it just hurts a lot. So the way it starts off, I do a squat hold for 60 seconds, and then I do 10 squat jumps, which is basically just a squat and then jump as high as you can, squat, jump as high as you can, stuff like that. Then I do a 45-second hold, and then I do 8 squat jumps, then a 30-second hold and 6 squat jumps. And now this is all chronologically. I do these one after another, no breaks, no nothing. So your legs are already hurting when you're holding that squat hold. Now imagine having to jump and then getting back into it. You are pushing yourself to a new limit. And the unique thing about this workout, it doesn't really focus too much on cardio. This is solely leg strength. You do not need to have cardio to do this workout because you're not running, you're not moving a lot. You're literally just holding a squat hold, and it's your legs that give out first and not your cardiovascular system. However, I do recall that in week 2 when I first did this workout, my heart was pumping as if I just ran 5 miles, right? So maybe there's some cardio going on there. So after doing all these holds and all these jumps, then you do 25 below 90 degree squats, which is basically just squats, but obviously you go below 90 degrees, so you get pretty low. These are really good, not only for the workout, but also for, kind of just your mobility and flexibility, knowing that you could get down there. So I do the 25 below 90 degree squats, then you go straight into 10 tuck jumps, which is basically like the squat jumps, but when you're in the air, you tuck your knees to your chest. So it's kind of like the squat jumps on steroids. So it's pretty intense. However, then I go to 50 running calf bounds / high knees. These look like I'm doing lazy high knees, but I'm telling you, it's not what... I just swallowed a fly. No joke, I just swallowed a fly. I'm just gonna wash it down instead of spitting it out. No joke, I just swallowed a fly. No, this is not clickbait. A fly was flying around, and I was about to say, I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something about the fly. And I took a deep breath in, and I swallowed it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, oh my gosh, that was. I feel it in my. And then we got 50 running calf bounds slash high knees. And basically these look like lazy high knees, but they're just kind of, they're like half high knees, right? You kind of focus the jump in your calf more than getting your knees up to your chest. I low-key think these are just to mainly keep you moving rather than to actually, you know, help you grow. Up next, we got the 2-foot explosive calf bounds. So again, these are just normal calf bounds. You kind of just do little jumps while really focusing on your calves. Like during this workout, I think the muscle and mind connection is what's really important, because you could do calf bounds, which is just like little jumps and not really have much growth. But if you do the calf bounds and you really focus on only jumping with your calves, you're gonna get 3 times as much growth, and you're gonna get 3 times as much soreness from doing that in your calves than if you were just to do the little jumps, you know? I think that's really important throughout all the workouts, and honestly any workout you do if you focus on growth of, you know, your muscles. Anyway, after the calf bounds, we got stabilized airplanes, which is really good for your hammies. You really get down, and it's a stretch workout, right? So it's still a workout because it low-key hurts. Like the stretch, like when you get into it, it's low-key painful, but it's still a workout, right? It's still a stretch too at the same time. So it's kind of a good intermission, especially right in the middle of this workout, which was so intense for your quads and your hamstrings with the holds. But do not forget the holds, because we're right back into the holds right after 50 crunches, right? So the crunches, gotta get the abs good. My abs are coming in. Like I'm telling you guys, after all these workouts, my abs are actually coming in. Like you could not see my abs. I can show you right now, like my abs, like this is no joke. Hold on. I will gladly show you my abs. I will gladly, like to show you this is not cap. Like I'm not a capper. I just don't know how to get up to the camera to show you. See, now this is too high. All right, I couldn't find a good height to show you guys my abs, so I guess you're just gonna have to trust me, bro. Anyway, so after the crunches, we go back into a 20-second squat hold. Now this is where we just pump it out. We pump out a 20-second squat hold, then we do 5 tuck jumps. Then we do another 20-second squat hold, and then we do 5 tuck jumps. Then we do another 20-second squat hold, and then we do 5 tuck jumps. And then that's it. And then after that, you're done with the workout. It was intense. You did a lot of squat holds, you did a lot of jumping, but you're done. Congratulations, kid, you made it. Now it's time for the recovery. We got the quad pulls on the ground. Then we got the seated quad stretch where we sit on our quads. Anyway, then I get a runner's lunge and I reach for the back ankle. This stretch is actually really hard to do on my garage floor because the carpet is literally like 2 centimeters thick. So I'm doing it on the hard floor and it really hurts my knees. So I don't do this stretch to its full ability, but I do it pretty close. After that, we got the lying glute triangle. So this stretch is actually written as a laying glute triangle, but Google corrected me to lying glute triangle. I don't know what the proper grammar is on it, but it's a very good stretch. Don't get me wrong, because it's kind of like the hip flexor stretch where you sit on your leg, except now you're pushing your leg up with your own knee. I think it's a really good stretch. Like this is one of my favorite stretches. And lastly, we always got to end with a toe touch. We started off with the toe touch. We're going to end off with the toe touch. The toe touch, I mean, it's the most fundamental, it's the most basic, it's the best kind of stretch because you're stretching your back, you're stretching your hamstrings, you're stretching your calves. I mean, you're stretching nearly everything, right? And if you have a good toe touch, you're going to get that good flexibility. You're going to be able to stretch your body out, which is going to help you, you know, especially if you're a shorter guard like me. It's gonna help me stretch my body out to get up, get higher, get that dunk. So that's gonna wrap it up for day 16. Let's head on to day 17, where I'm actually not gonna do a voiceover because it's just a stretching day, and I think I actually did some talking for that day. So I'll see you guys there. Peace. All right, what is up, guys? It's day 17. Today is just a stretching day. I'm just gonna get to stretching. Yeah, so up first we got toe touches. I feel like it's the most basic stretch that you really could do. Next, I'm gonna do the quad pulls. So that's where you pull your leg back like this. Yeah, really feel that right there. Yeah, these are important muscles to stretch. So up next, we got the standing butterfly, which is basically like you go into a butterfly, but while you're standing. So like this. This allows you to really sink into it. Up next, we got the lunge and the hip flexor cobra. All right, so it's important to stretch your arms and back too. So I'm gonna do a child's pose and a cobra. And lastly, I like to end off by stretching my arms a little. Welcome to day 18. All right, guys, welcome back. The fly is still stuck in my throat, but whatever. So it's day 18, right? It's day 18. It's a crazy day 18 because it is the second to last workout of the cycle. I'm feeling good for day 18 and I was ready to do the workout. So day 18 starts off, you know it, a toe touch. You know, you always got to start with the toe touch. Like I've said before, Mr. Fundamental, the GOAT, toe touch, you can't beat it. You can't beat the toe touch, right? We got side lunge stretch, which is pretty good. Works the groin area pretty well. I really don't know what else to say about that stretch. Then we got the tricep stretch. So in day 18 / the second workout of each week, basically, it kind of incorporates upper body too. This is because, you know, upper body explosiveness is also pretty important. However, I fade the workouts because in the workouts, they add a lot of push-ups or like pike push-ups, right? Where you like do them on your shoulders or like wide grip or diamond and all these types of push-ups. And I don't do that because I already lift 6 days a week at my commercial LA Fitness and I'm already sore, right? So I don't really feel the need to do all these. Like I already have a strong upper body. Bro, if I was 6'6", bro, I'm already hanging on rim. So imagine if I was 9 inches taller with a longer wingspan. Like now imagine what I would do. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that, you know, you're probably in that range where you're a little bit taller, so you haven't been working out as much. And so that's why I feel like the push-ups would be helpful. But since I was short my whole life, I've been working out my whole life because I knew that that's the only way. Like I'm not gonna grow this way, right? So I'm gonna grow this way and not this way. I'm gonna grow this way, you know, I'm not gonna get fatter. Well, at least I don't want to get fatter, but you know, things happen. Then we got an across shoulder hold, which is pretty simple. Then we got the standing glute bridge. This one's pretty good for the ankles, I'm not gonna lie. And just kind of balance in general, which is also an underrated factor to when coming to dunking. Balance. I mean, listen, you got so many factors. You got leg strength, you got explosiveness, you got flexibility, that's pretty much it, but balance. You got balance, right? And that's a pretty important one because, you know, if you don't know how to land, when you're that high up in the air, bro, you're gonna get yourself hurt. Then we got arm circles. Make sure to do them both ways to get the best stretch. We got chest expansions. We got some leg swings, the basics, you know. Then we got a 10 inchworm to push up. So I actually did the push-ups here because it helps with the stretch and I was focusing more on that than actually the benefits of the push-ups for my upper body. Then we got 10 depth jumps into a squat landing. So again, I kind of don't know what the point of these is, but I can imagine they're very useful, you know, kind of just to get you in that motion of getting down, you know, and then rising back up and then getting down, right? And then rising back up. So, and then we got 2-foot calf bounds, you know it, calf bounds, muscle mind connection with your calf. Then we got the 1-foot calf bounds. Yeah, calf bounds are kind of good. I feel like they're mainly to kind of just keep you moving, keep you going, and then also just get that little extra calf push because, you know, calves are pretty important. However, I have the driest calves you'll ever see. Like, I know people that, their calves have a whole, like, ecosystem. Like, their calves are so juicy, like, they actually look like Steve's Lava Chicken. She look like Steve's Lava Chicken. Like, I know I overuse this joke, but it actually look like Steve's Lava Chicken. But my calves, no. Like, they are the driest calves you'll ever see. I have horrible calf genetics. But bro, it's not about genetics. It's about hard work, bro, and what you do with those genetics. And you can't complain until you reached your genetics' full potential. Onto the workout. So for the workout, we start off with 10 tuck jumps. So remember, these are the jumps where you jump up and you bring your knees to your chest. So they're the squat jumps on steroids. So these are pretty intense. Straight after that, we got 20 side lunges, which is basically just like kind of the lunge stretch, but you go down into it and you pop up, down into it, pop up, down into it, pop up. And then we got 20 vertical split squats, which we did these in the other workouts a little bit. Here, it's kind of more focused on just jumping and splitting in the air, while the other ones we did you were trying to jump as high as you could and split as fast as you can. These, you're kind of just going lunge to lunge, lunge to lunge. And then we got 15 double foot explosive calf raises. I recommend doing these on stairs, but since I don't have stairs in my garage, at least that the camera can see, then I do them on the flat ground. Right after that, we have the 1 foot calf raises on each side. You do 10 of these. Straight after that, we got 20 close stance explosive squats. So you just put your feet together and you do some squats. This is really helpful for your knees. You know, doing squats in different ways is just good for getting your knees used to kind of bending in different ways, because when you're on the court or when you're, you know, just kind of in everyday life and you bend your knees in a weird way, they're not used to it. It might feel goofy, but if you kind of get used to this, it'll help your knees. And on that note, we go to 20 wide stance squats, right? So now you're bending your knees in a completely different way. And then we do 20 Pilates stance squats, which is basically where you keep your feet pretty close together and you point your toes out. Now this is the weirdest way your knees get bent, and it for sure helps the most. So after that, you take a 1-minute rest and repeat the whole workout once. So I'm not gonna go over it again because that would be simply a waste of time. And then we're gonna get straight into the recovery. So for the recovery, the first thing we do is 10 calf sweeps. Now 10 calf sweeps, pretty flippin' basic, I'm not gonna lie. And then after the calf sweeps, we got a standing butterfly. This is good because for my regular butterfly, I actually cannot get the stretch without someone pushing me down. And a lot of the times, I don't have someone to push me mentally or physically, right? So I have to do it myself. So the standing butterfly is really helpful. Then we got the standing calf stretch. This is a pretty unique one. I mean, it stretches your calf. Toe touches also stretch your calf. Like you really don't need to do this stretch in my opinion. You could just do a toe touch, work your calf the same way, or even different calf stretches work your calf better than this one, but it's all right, it's cool. Okay, then we got the glute cobra, both sides, the glute cobra, the iconic glute cobra that works your hip flexors. I mean, this is the stretch of all stretches. I mean, it does not get better than the glute cobra. You sit on your front leg, it works your glutes, it works your hip flexors, it works your quads. I mean, it works everything you just worked on. You're also in a lunge position, so you're just working everything. I mean, it's awesome. I love the glute cobra. It's honestly one of the best stretches. If I had to choose one stretch that I could only do for the rest of my life, it would be the toe touch. But right after that, it would be the glute cobra. So high respect to this stretch. Up next, we got the right and left toe touch in the splits. And then up next, we got the middle toe touch, which I kind of just go down in the middle. Now this is one of the stretches I think I need to improve on the most because I am trying my hardest and I barely get down. Then we got the seated quad stretch, you know, the basics. And lastly, we got the sideways quad pull, which is really good actually for your quads because you can use your other leg to help you push and get that extra stretch. And that's gonna wrap it up for day 18. This was more of a chill workout than day, 16 or what will be day 19 because I cut out a lot of the upper body portions, which took over a lot of the exercise. But that doesn't matter. It was still a great workout, and I'll catch you guys for day 19. Peace. Welcome to day 19, the final workout day of week number 4. Week number 4 is the last workout day. Gosh, we have gone so far into this challenge. Obviously, you guys know I'm trying to dunk by week 10. And week 4, I mean, I'm doing pretty good. Like, after week 4, I was getting up there, but I'll save that for later, guys. Anyway, let's get on with the workout. The workout itself, we got toe touches. The GOAT! For 20 seconds, right? I'm feeling the energy for day 19, guys. I'm gonna be honest, I'm feeling the energy. Then we got the calf hold. 10 seconds per side, it's pretty basic. Just hold your calf, not much to be said there. Then we got the standing glute bridge, 15 seconds per each side. Then we got the standing quad pull, 15 seconds per each side, right? These are 2 basic stretches. Glute bridge, ankle stability, balance, all that stuff. Quad pull, you're stretching the quads. Then we got the leg swing, 10 each. This is really good for your hammies. Next, we got 50 high knees. Then we got 50 butt kicks. Getting ready, kind of a dynamic warm-up I see. Then we got 22 foot calf bounds, followed by 12 1-foot calf bounds per each side. You gotta love the calf bounds. They're basic, they're simple, but they're also dynamic. Up next, we got 10 ski laterals. These are kind of pointless. You're kind of just jumping side to side. A reason I actually could see these being needed is maybe for landing sideways and jumping sideways, and maybe some ankle support, some knee support. But besides that, these are pretty much useless because I feel like you get the ankle and knee support from other stretches and other jumps already. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, tell me so in the comments. Then we got 10 dynamic depth landings. Again, we got these depth landings where you just land. Anyway, that's the warm-up. A lot of the warm-ups, you kind of just, you know, skedaddle, whatever, kind of chill, but for this warm-up, you're definitely working pretty hard. So up next for the workout. Now this is the last workout of the whole cycle. So this is gonna be a pretty intense workout, and this is one of the longer workouts. So lock in, right? So first we got 30 seconds of dynamic star jumps, right? So that's just basic star jumps, but 30 seconds, you're jumping, you're getting up there, right? Then we got 30 second squat hold. I know, the squat holds, they're back and they're worse than ever before because then you got 30 seconds, but then straight after the 30-second squat hold, you got 30-second explosive jump squats, no rest. I literally have written in my notes here, no rest, in full capital, no rest. So that's the worst part of this workout is you have to go straight into 30 seconds of explosive jump squats because earlier, if you recall in the day 16 workout, yeah, we had some squat jumps after, but it was like 10 squat jumps, maybe like 12, maybe 5 tuck jumps, right? Now we got 30 seconds of explosive jump squats or squat jumps, whatever it's called, right? 30 seconds, that's at least like 20 or 25 of these things, right? So you're definitely gonna be pushing yourself a lot more here. Right after that, you go into 30 mountain climbers. Now these mountain climbers, they'll get you. They'll get you for sure because you think, oh, it's mountain climbers, it's chill, I'm just gonna have a chill. No! These mountain climbers, they will kill you. They will hurt your legs, right? Don't underestimate them, that's for sure. Right after the mountain climbers, we got 30 seconds of hamstring airplanes. Now the airplanes, right, these are chill. Like these are kind of the recovery stretch workout section, kind of to prepare you for the last part of this set, which is the 30-second 180 explosive jumps. You're up, you're jumping up and you're twisting, then you're twisting and you're jumping and you're twisting and jump. I mean, these are hard because they are basically like the squat jumps, but now you have to work slightly different part of your legs and your hips to really twist and turn and twist and turn. And I was so tired when doing this workout that, man, I was using my whole body to pull myself. I also did the day 19 workout very late at night because I was very busy throughout the whole day. But after you do all of that from the workout section, right? So since the star jumps to the 180 jumps, you take a 1 minute rest and then you repeat it. You repeat the whole thing, okay? You repeat it once, you rest. Then you repeat it twice. Then you take a rest. Then you repeat it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then you do the workout a complete of 4 times with 3 rests in between. You do it 4 times. That is the most sets of any workout, right? You do it 4 times and after this you are dead, right? But luckily you're done. After the 4 times you're done, you get into the cool down. You're gonna start off the cool down with some 5 depth jumps. You're feeling it, you know, you're feeling it in your legs, but this is that reward, you know, you're done, you can finally relax, just do the depth jumps and chill out. After the depth jumps, we got 20 seconds of a runner's lunge, obviously per side. I mean, the runner's lunge, this is definitely on the Mount Rushmore of stretches, right? We know the toe touch is up there. We know the glute cobra is up there, and the glute cobra is honestly a evolution of the runner's lunge. So you know I got runner's lunge at the 3. I don't know who's at the 4. I'm gonna have to think about that one. We definitely got the runner's lunge on the Mount Rushmore of stretches. After the runner's lunge, which is in my top 3, just like LeBron, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say if LeBron's 1, 2, or 3, but LeBron is in my top 3. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, then we got 15 seconds of grabbing your front toe out of the runner's lunge. This is a pretty good stretch. My knees do hurt a little because, like, as I mentioned earlier in this video, my carpet is like 2 centimeters tall, not even. So it kind of hurts my knees to do the stretch, but I persevere, I push through. Then we have the GOAT! 20-second glute cobra. Obviously, glute cobra is not the GOAT, but it is a GOAT. You know, it is one of the greatest of all time stretches. So you gotta love it, right? Then we got a 15-second seated glute. You do this per side. And then we got a 15-second quad pull per side, and that's gonna wrap it up for day 19, which was one of the most intense, if not the most intense workout of the whole 2-week workout cycle. But we're done. We're done with the workouts. Day 19 is finished. Typically, I would go on to a day 20, and by typically I mean I've done this once. Like, I would go on to a day 5 of the workouts, right? But I've only really done this once. But anyway, that's not the point. The point of the day 5/day 20 would be to go see how far I've grown, how much, how higher I could get. However, after recording this, I actually got sick, and this is not a joke because I was actually sick the whole time I was recording this, but I figured I'm just gonna push myself, I'm gonna push past it, yada, yada, yada. That did not allow my body to heal. So then for the 5th day, I just could not make it out to the gym. I am only 4 weeks into this, and we're not even halfway. The amount of growth I've seen is definitely very impressive. So I'm very excited. Will I be able to dunk by part 10? It's really hard to say. I mean, it's really, really hard to say because if I'm not dunking by week 10, I'll be very close. Like, I will be up there. I will be, dunking tennis balls and volleyballs. So that's gonna wrap it up for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Because I'm telling you, bro, I put blood, sweat, and tears into these videos. Like, comment something silly. Honestly, it's a silly type of month. It's April. I think April is the silliest month, right? If you disagree with me, that's fine. But I think April is the silliest month, guys. So make sure to drop a silly comment. And with that being said, guys, have a good one. Stay blessed. Peace.